Roger, the rocking horse. And I am rocking because it's Baggy Hi-Fi time.
Greetings cats and kittens, welcome once again to Baggy Hi-Fi, this YouTube channel devoted to record collecting and the vinyl community, the VC, here in the UK. Well, in my last video I showed I think 4 quiet albums that I bought recently, and this next video I said I would show some more noisy records. So that's really the basic premise of this video. Records which are noisier, more raw, and I've grouped them very loosely under the term garage rock, because garage rock is a term really that was maybe kind of invented in the 70s to look back at the usually American response to the British invasion, you know, bands that were inspired by the Rolling Stones, the Pretty Things, the Who, bands like that. So raw, primal beat music. And on the Nuggets compilations and the Pebbles compilations in the 70s and 80s, that tag has now really is here to stay. And also I think garage rock is here to stay, and I think, you know, sort of primal, raw, simple rock music, bass guitar, drums, maybe the odd cheesy organ thrown in, the odd tambourine is definitely here to stay. And there have been garage rock revivals in the 80s, and there's still bands today. I'm going to show a definite garage rock band from just last year, I think, or 2023. So this video will show, as I say, loosely sort of garage, or at least kind of simple rock and roll records, which are fairly basic and noisy, but all pretty good. Excellent stuff. This first album I'm going to show is actually from 2021. It's on the Damaged Goods label, British label, specialises in punk and garage music and all basic forms of rock and roll. This is a band called the Shadracks, as you can see, and the album is called From Human Like Forms. And it's a 3-piece band. This fellow here, this lanky character, is called Hoodie Hamper, and he's the son, I found out, of Billy Childish, who's been keeping the garage flame alive for many decades and in many different incarnations, many really good bands from the Medway scene. So that's Hoodie Hamper, and this album has 7 tracks on each side. It's in mono, Damaged Goods label, nice green label there. And I first came across seeing this band playing live, well, live footage of them on YouTube, and I thought, I think I'm going to get one of their albums. And so I think this is their only album. I think they've released some singles. Going to do a sample from this as well. It's I think it's sort of 60s influence, basic garage rock, but with a kind of post-punk influence. I can hear maybe some elements of the early Wire in here, that kind of really stripped down sound that Wire had, and very influential they were too. So yeah, the Shadracks, From Human Like Forms, 2021. Now this next band are definitely a garage rock band, and in fact they were one of the earliest to revive that sound in the wake of Pebbles and Nuggets, and they were the Chesterfield Kings, band from Rochester, New York, led by Greg Prevost. I believe they've reformed, but without Greg, and Greg, I think, was the main linchpin of the band, and he says take no notice of the reformed Chesterfield Kings. But this album is called Night of the Living Eyes. It's on the Mirror label from Rochester, New York, so a local label to the band, and it collects early singles from 1979 to 1983, which were, I think, released on the Mirror label, and also the side 2 is a live recording from the Peppermint Lounge, New York City, 1983. Now, this is a mixture of cover versions of obscure garage tunes and also some of their own compositions, and there's real energy on this record. Snotty singing, snarly guitar, cheesy wheezy Vox Continental organ. It's all here, all the garage elements. And of course the band at the time used to dress with the bowl haircuts, the stripy t-shirts, the pointy boots, the Chelsea boots. They really paid attention to detail. And I was really pleased to get this. It also features a cartoon, a comic strip of the Chesterfield Kings by one of my favourite cartoonists, J.D. King. Show you the label. It's a very plain label, the mirror label, produced by the Chesterfield Kings. Really happy to find this. It was quite cheap, I think about £7 on eBay. Later on, the Chesterfield Kings went in more of a sort of a late 60s, early 70s Rolling Stones direction, which I don't like as much as this very 60s influence music on this album here. So now the needle drops. Next, another garage revival band, contemporary garage revival band, the Wylde Tryfles from Bordeaux in France. The album is called Out of Time, released in 2023. There they are on the back. Female singer who plays Vox organ or Farfisa organ. Very high energy stuff here. How many tracks on each side? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, just 5 on each side, but they're all really short and snappy. Band members, Dorian Gardner, Frankie Fuzz and Ollie Wylde. Now, probably ever since the Byrds in the 1960s spelt their name B-Y-R-D-S, it's been a bit of a trend for garage bands to use a Y in the title, Wylde Tryfles. Yeah, so I really thoroughly enjoyed this. It's on a German label, even though the band are French. Sound Flat Records from Cologne in Germany. just high energy, really well done garage rock a la French. So yeah, that's, look out for more by the Wylde Tryfles. Next record I'm going to show is by a very much revered rock and roll combo that formed in 1965, formed by Roy Loney and Cyril Jordan. Yes, I think you know who I'm talking about, the Flamin Groovies. Really pleased to get this recently. The album Jumpin' in the Night from 1979. And the experts among you will notice that this album is a pastiche cover of the big hits High Tide and Greengrass Rolling Stones cover, even down to the colour of the lettering. Now, they formed in San Francisco in the 60s, Flamin Groovies, dedicated to pure rock and roll. But by this stage, there's a set of three albums they recorded in the late 70s, beginning with Shake Some Action, which is a stone cold classic. This is the third one in that series. The previous two were recorded by the great Welshman Dave Edmunds. And by this stage, they were going in much more of a sort of British invasion, 1966 Rolling Stones, Beatles Rubber Soul, melodic beat group influence at this stage. And yeah, really, really excellent album. Not quite as good as Shake Some Action. There are some cover versions on here, including the Fab Four's Please Please Me, and Dylan's Absolutely Sweet Marie. In some ways, they're the weakest tracks on here, but there's some really lovely jangly ones on, like Yes I Am, Lady Friend. There's also a cover version of the Byrds' 5D, Fifth Dimension. So lovely record on Sire. In a sleeve, pictured there. Grown over the recent years to really love the Flamin Groovies. I was quite late to the show, but really do like them. Band who really should have been bigger. I think most people think that about the Flamin Groovies. So there you go. That's 4 records, sort of very loosely gathered together under the garage rock or garage punk or raw rock and roll moniker. Hope you enjoyed that brief run through of a few recent noisy records, and I'll see you in the next video when I think I'll be just showing the remainder of my recent vinyl finds. So speak to you soon. Bye for now.